Well, hello there, and welcome to Coffee Clatch. I'm your hostess, Eppie Estelle. Now, you're asking, what is a coffee clatch? Well, that's where a group of friends and neighbors get together, and they have their favorite beverage, and they have some fun and talk about everything under the sun. When your friends and family can't get a hold of you, you just tell them you're at the Coffee Clatch and invite them on in. They're always welcome.
Hello, and welcome to Coffee Clatch. I'm your hostess, Eppie Estelle, and I hope you are well. Well, here it is, nearly the end of the month, and why is it that the last 3 months of the year seem to go so quickly by? It just seems like we just went into autumn, and now all of a sudden it's like there's this flurry of activity, and it just sometimes gets to be a little bit much. And but it seems like the shorter the days become, the faster we go, and that can be taken many ways. Another moment of zen. Anyway, here's some random thoughts from Eppie's diary. Did you know that whales have a very distinctive feature, other than their size, and that's their inner ear? It operates in a different way than land mammals, and that's why they don't have too much problem with balance. That's why they can do the flips and the turns and the dive and everything. It's because of the construction of their inner ear. So I thought that was kind of cool. And speaking of whales, did you know that the bowhead whale can live up to 200 years? Yeah, it's a long time. Okay, in these days of instant communication, you read Twitter, people are so engrossed in tapping out what they're doing that they fail to truly experience to feel what they are really doing. And then something that I found on PCworld.com, and I really loved this, and it's, quote, "The key to winning this battle," which is speaking of texting and sharing on smartphones, "is to find a balance between living in the moment and exiting it to check for updates." I thought that was really cool. And then again from there about the Wikipedia, the web is the wild west of information and misinformation. The internet hasn't killed accuracy, but it made it harder to recognize. I like that. I like that very much. And speaking of the web, this leads me to think of telemarketers and emails and stuff. Okay, well, so I have decided that in an effort to, I just hate telemarketers. Ugh. And it ranks right up there with spam. I just go wild. And so in an effort to stop them from calling me, I've decided that I'm going to look up a fax number for like my dentist or a doctor or a lawyer, so that when they call, because usually they call at night. And even if they do, they'll be getting this fax machine, and they'll be getting their fax number, and they'll hear the beep, and it'll make it very uncomfortable, and they won't call anymore. At least that's what I'm going to try. It's too bad that they don't make like throwaway phone numbers like they do with throwaway email addresses. That would just be so great. It just would be so wonderful. But I think the fax machine would be a really good option there. So anyway, and then the email. Okay, if you or I want to send out a little newsletter, and in that newsletter, if we happen to say something about selling anything, I mean, it could be selling your bracelet or something. I don't know, you know, it could be anything. But if it does, you have to include an opt-out address. So I got one the other day. I get a lot of these, and this was just the most recent. It said, you know, it went through the whole spiel, and then at the end it says, you know, in compliance with the law, the regulations, according to paragraph blah, 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 that we have to, basically, we have to have a opt-out. So you can just go to this opt-out. And then right above that, it had said, if you click on any of the links in this newsletter, any of these links, you are saying that you are granting us permission to email you. And that if you want to get out of it, then down here is the opt-out. And so I clicked on it. Sent the email, you know. And about, before I could get out of my email program, I had already received, it had gotten bounced back to me. You know, I mean, of course, I think the tip-off is when you see something at .yahoo.com. That's usually a giveaway. But, you know, it just really irritates me. I mean, this is not the first one that I have had this happen, and it's not always just with Yahoo. I have had this happen with other carriers as well. And, you know, I guess when they made the CAN-SPAM law, that they did not, I mean, these people are treading that fine line. And in my book, they've crossed it. Because when they put in the CAN-SPAM, they did not specifically specify that it has to be a working email address that you send it to. You know, it has to be a working. And you have to be removed. Because, I mean, you can sit there and you know, they'll just keep sending them right back to you, mail undeliverable or some such thing. It just drives you bananas. And, you know, and then that makes you wonder, well, because I clicked on that, does that mean that now they're going to bombard me with their spam? Probably. It drives me bananas. Okay, and then the other thing that really bothers me is beauty pageants. Now, especially Miss Universe. Now, you're asking why? Well, I mean, come on now. The only representatives I have ever seen on in this pageant have been from Earth. I mean, we might be excluding some truly exotic beauties from, say, Orion or the Great Cloud Nebula or something, you know? And I just think it's just highly prejudiced. I mean, how do we know that this winner is the most beautiful in the universe? Because it's kind of stacked against them. You know, now if they said Miss Earth, that might be a totally different thing. But that's, you know, and I guess until the promoters get called on it by these other beings from these other planets and stuff, it brings that fact up, I think they'll just get away with it. But I think that could be more than, talk about an international incident, it'd be more like a galactic incident. And you know, the other thing I've always wondered about, you know those yellow caution signs that you see on the side of the road that say deer crossing? Well, can deer read? And do they have to cross there? And were the deer informed of this regulation of this crossing? You know, when I was little and I was just learning to read, I really and truly thought that that's where the deer had to come to cross. You know, I was little, I didn't know no better. and then later I began to see the poor mangled bodies of deer down the road that did not make it across the road. And, you know, and I always just thought, you know, that's just such a shame that they have to come down here and get hit when they could have read the sign and crossed back there. Not to say that anybody would slow down for them because people are driving like idiots, you know. But anyway, yeah, my opinion. Well, so anyway, so I guess that's about all this time.